Could you cue up my audio, please? I'm going to go ahead and play something for everybody, and just tell me if this bugs you, okay? I want your honest opinion at 574-25-95-95-3. That's 3 times. I want your honest opinion about this, and if this is irritating, upsetting, offensive, what have you. I just want you to listen and let me know if this is offensive in any way, shape, or form.
Congratulations as well to this year's recipients of the Silver Helmet Awards, especially a dear friend who is an inspiration to all Americans, World War II veteran and Medal of Honor recipient, Woody Williams. Thank you, Woody. You're looking good, Woody. Woody's looking good. It was a big day. Medal of Honor. Nothing like the Medal of Honor. I wanted one, but they told me I don't qualify. I said, can I give it to myself anyway? They said, I don't think that's a good idea.
What was that? What'd you say?
They didn't say no.
They didn't say no. All right. So was that offensive to anybody? Joe, was that offensive to you?
No.
Okay. As the young snowflake that you are. But Joe cracked a smile when the president said that. He cracked a smile. Why? Why did you crack a smile?
Because it was funny.
What was so funny about the president joking about the Medal of Honor?
Because that's like a really high esteemed honor.
Because he was joking.
Yeah.
He was joking. Everybody gets that he was joking except for a large segment of the mainstream media. Article after article after article after article has been written about this today. A whole panel on It's Not News at CNN ripped him to pieces as if this were insulting in some way, shape, or form. Do you remember me talking with all of you about some time ago about veterans who have lost limbs and how other veterans will mock and tease them and even steal the limbs from them, and it's jokes and nobody is bothered by it? It's funny, okay? It's not offensive. It's not hurtful. You're not trying to insult or harm anybody. You're just being who you are. And normal people, by the way, people in the military just generally have a better sense of humor than the rest of the world. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the circumstances of their existence. I don't know. They just tend to be funnier people than your average individual. They're a heck of a lot more funny than most comics and Hollywood celebrities, that's for sure. And they're willing to have a good time. And sometimes that's self-deprecating humor. And that's exactly what the president was doing there. Everybody knows, okay, before I even start into this, everybody knows that the president doesn't qualify for the Medal of Honor, including himself, all right? That was the whole point of it. He's how many Medal of Honors is he awarded? He's awarded a couple of them, I think. So, Joe's looking it up, thank you. But honestly, he's not serious. It's a joke. And the whole point of it was to be self-deprecating. I don't qualify for this. But I asked anyway, and they said it's probably not a good idea. So now I'm going to read, okay? I am going to read to you from Politico. Now, this is the same publication. They do have good writers at Politico. Don't get me wrong. Some of these people over at Politico are okay, but this is the same publication that basically made Pete Buttigieg seem like he had PTSD from his combat experience in Afghanistan. All right, I just want you to understand that. This is the title. Trump says he wanted to give himself Medal of Honor. That's the title. And if you do a search for this, you are going to run into dozens of examples of this on Google search and every other search that you do, where the title says something differently. Now, later on in the day, you started seeing a lot of those titles get changed to the president jokes about giving himself the Medal of Honor. But the article content is the same. Besides Donald Trump, President Donald Trump claimed to Laughter on Wednesday that he sought to give himself a Medal of Honor, but decided not to after being counseled against the move by aides. Okay, I'm going to say this again. This is the opening paragraph. Remember, the vast majority of people read the headline and the first 2 to 3 paragraphs. That's it, all right? President Donald Trump claimed to Laughter on Wednesday that he sought to give himself a Medal of Honor, but decided not to after being counseled against the move by aides. Okay, what does that sound like? That sounds like, especially when you pair it with the title, Trump says he wanted to give himself Medal of Honor. It sounds like the president said that he wanted to give himself the Medal of Honor, and the audience laughed at him, because obviously that's ridiculous. But he decided not to when his staff told him that's probably not a good idea. It makes it seem as if this had really happened and had been a real thing that was being considered, and it took the sane, normal people inside the swamp to go ahead and calm down the crazy orange man. And then he backed off. It was a flipping joke. The offhand remarks from the president came during his address to the 75th Annual National Convention of American Veterans, a volunteer-led veteran service organization also known as AMVETS. At the event in Kentucky, Trump singled out for praise World War II veteran and Medal of Honor recipient Woody Williams, who, by the way, is a friend of the president's. Thank you, Woody. You're looking good, Woody. Woody's looking good, Trump said. That was a big day. Medal of Honor. Nothing like the Medal of Honor, he continued. I wanted one, but they told me I don't qualify. So if you look at the way that he's phrasing this, I mean, he's sitting there. He's sitting there and he's making this out to be real. Okay, the author is Quint Forgy, or Forgy, however you say his name. The president's assessment that he should receive the nation's highest award for acts of military valor followed his statement earlier Wednesday afternoon that he is, quote, the chosen one in relation to his administration's trade conflict in China, or with China, a proclamation that he turned to the sky to deliver. Did you see the video of him? Did you see the video of him saying that he was the chosen one? Did you see that? No? Okay. Another joke. It was another joke. You know, one of those things where you look at the sky and you go, Lord, why me? That's what it was. Okay, I'm going to play it for you here in just a second. He ends the article in Politico.com. Trump never served in the military and was granted 5 draft deferments, 4 for college and 1 for bone spurs in his heel. He makes this sound like this is a real story, that the president is delusional enough to think that he, ladies and gentlemen, that he actually should get a Medal of Honor. And of course, the president never said any such thing. It was a joke. I actually heard about some people on Twitter who had posted about this and said it was true, then blasted the president. When people pointed out that it was a silly joke, they started falling back to, well, you never know with Trump. I mean, I could actually see the guy doing that, which of course makes absolutely no sense. Whether you like the guy's politics or not, he's one of the funniest presidents we've ever had. He's got a tremendous sense of humor. And this is a clear example of that. So he cracks a joke about himself at an event where everybody understood it was a joke and chuckled and laughed. Even Joe chuckled and laughed with the joke because it was a funny joke. And you have members of the press running around as if this were the most egregiously offensive thing that they have ever heard. An entire panel on It's Not News at CNN was ripping him for this as if some great offense had occurred. And of course, none of these people actually served in the military. They all just come from military families, or they know people in the military. They don't think it's a laughing matter, which is, we always point out that the people who are closest to members of the military, they don't understand the humor either, even that members of the military have. It's just one of those things. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go over some of the stuff that the CNN panel said because it is just that stupid. And I will also play for you the I'm the chosen one bit because there's some conservatives out there who are stupid enough to be offended by this, even though it was a joke. So we got more coming up. We're also live streaming youtube.com/CaseyTheHost. Make sure you bang that subscribe button, hit the like button, and also ring that bell icon to get notified of new uploads. You can also watch on Facebook.com/CaseyTheHost or Twitch.tv/CaseyTheHost. You get to pick which platform, honestly. You want to listen to the audio? Go to 953mnc.com, or you can download the free 95.3 MNC app. We got more coming up on 95.3 MNC.